Hello, everybody. Pink Angel here, or good morning for some of you. Getting ready to have to go to work. Community guidelines for my live is no harassment or bullying, no hate speech, no discrimination. If you can follow that, I would appreciate it. 52-year-old female here, not a bro, not a bra, dude, not a guy, not a man. So, what I wanted to discuss is the Charlie Kirk incident. Now, I did not know that Charlie Kirk lived in Arizona, but apparently he did. Um, a lot of people will say that, Charlie Kirk was a good person, a conservative, outspoken person, and he was not. He was actually evil. Um, I was not a fan of Charlie Kirk. I'm not a fan of Megan Fox, Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, or Matt Walsh. They're all dangerous to the LGBT community, and I'll tell you why. They all claim to have degrees in science of some sort to prove that LGBT people, especially trans people, can't be who they are in reality, and they can. Me as a female, I believe that. I believe that we can be who we need to be. Regardless of that, judging the LGBT community or trans people is not something you should do. And I've even had people tell me that I'm preaching a watered down version of things. But if you're going to use the Bible to tell somebody that they can't be who they are, that it's wrong, or use it to against the LGBT community, it is an abuse of power, and it's also an abuse of Scripture. Hello, MSM Ranger. How are you? Hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing good. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. Thank you for asking, MSM Ranger. Appreciate that. So, the Charlie Kirk incident, he lived in Arizona, and I didn't know that. But I was not a fan of Charlie Kirk or a supporter of Charlie Kirk. And as a 52-year-old female, I don't think that he is someone I would take advice from. Do I condone the way he was killed? No. Some people might say they understand uh, the reason why it was done, but that's other people. Charlie Kirk was very anti-LGBT friendly, or always, always, went after like Sikhs and other people and African American people. A lot of people say, "Give me a reason. Give me prove to me that he was racist." Well, if you go on his videos, he's always talking about different races, different like he knows everything, and he does not. Um, but they all claim to have a you know degree in these studies for uh, you know gender studies or anything else. And but I got one thing to say about that. If you're part of a marginalized community, depending on what community you're part of, you can change things. You can change your body. A lot of people say that you can't change the science or whatever, but you can change that. It is possible through surgeries and uh, scientific methods, so you can change it. And they always think they're right when they say you can't, but you can. So I don't think that Charlie Kirk is a good example of anything. Um, the thing is that Kirk will no longer be able to speak. I think Turning Point USA is another cult. Uh, he obviously Charlie Kirk is friends with Taco McTits, and in that I would have to say no one should support that. If you support that, then you're part of that cult and you're part of that fake belief. Turning Point USA is against, along with Focus on the Family, they're against LGBT people. There's a lot of anti-LGBT Christian groups out there, and they don't know what they're talking about. They haven't done enough studies to. I haven't been told to do my research, and I've done my research. I'm still doing research on things, but I've done some research on these things, and being part of a community that I'm part of, you can't know that unless you're part of that community or you know someone who's part of the community, depending on which community you're a part of. You could be Sikh or Muslim or something like that, and or the LGBT community, but that doesn't make you a bad person. Everyone, thank you for the likes. MSM Ranger, hope you're still here. But they always want to blame trans people for being the bad people. And they always say that LGBT people are crazy. And the ones that are even more crazier are the right wing conservative Christians, Republican Christians. I'm not Republican or Democrat. I'm neutral. I'm for the person who's going to get in there and do the job right and not take people's rights away. Unfortunately, right now that's not happening. There's a lot of people that are taking everyone's rights away and they're changing things because they think they can, or Taco Tits thinks they can. So, so I just want to say that um, I'm not a fan of Charlie Kirk. I didn't support, or a fan of Charlie Kirk. I didn't. What he talked about, he didn't know what he was talking about, but he destroyed. He liked destroying people and making it out like he knew everything and he didn't. So apparently, somebody that he knew or lived with, which was trans, that's what I heard. I don't know. That's what the report says, that actually took the person that shot him that said that they were trans, and they were saying there was transgender sayings on the bullets. That's what they said, but who knows if that's actually true. But whatever it is, I don't believe it's true because even if it was, I most people would understand why this happened. Now, Candace Owens, Matt Walsh, Megan Fox, Ben Shapiro, they're still up and about. They're still around, and they're dangerous too. They should be um, they should be cut off the air completely. Not allowed to even speak on that subject because they all claim they got degrees. Candace Owens is probably the worst out of all of them. But besides that, as a 52-year-old female, I don't listen to what Matt Walsh says. I don't listen to what Ben Shapiro says. I don't listen to what Candace Owens says. I mean, I do listen, but not like to learn from them because I don't learn anything but hate from them. That's what they're spewing is hate. And some of them will use the Bible to justify their hate toward the LGBT community. So thank you for the likes. I appreciate it, everyone. So anyway, that is my topic. I also want everybody to know I got some footage as well. I was out yesterday evening and I went to 3 different places and I took video in the parking lot. And I have video on my GoPro that I gotta learn how to switch over to the YouTube channel, but I'm working on that. And so, uh, however that works out, I'm sure it'll work out soon. But for right now, I haven't posted the videos yet. I have to go into my phone and find them and then post them. I'm going to do that. So I'll be having some more content on here. One of the videos is from Quick Trip, 24th Street McDowell store. No, I did film there. I had 2 cameras on me. Both of them were going. So I'll be posting that footage as well. I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't say anything to anybody. I didn't disturb. Normally I would say something, but the people that were in there working last night, it was probably around between 7 and 8, and or between 6 and 8. But when I went in there, I They weren't really busy. There was people in there, yes, but they weren't like really packed. Sometimes the 24th Street McDowell store gets really busy, but I didn't talk to the people up front. I was going to, but I was kind of out of it today, meaning I was just not real enthusiastic about things, so I didn't do much. But I did get some footage, and I'll be posting that up as well. So y'all can see that. And I will be back on here in a little bit. I'm going to close this out for right now. I just wanted to let everyone know where I stood with the Charlie Kirk situation. I don't support it. Um, I would not have given him a moral service. I know his family is saddened by the thing, but they also got to know that uh, as well, Charlie Kirk was very controversial in what he said, and always thinking some might think he thought he was always right when he wasn't, but that's the way it goes. Not everybody's going to believe the same thing that everyone else believes. I did hear someone say that they felt that others have the right to their opinions, and they do, but when it's about the LGBT community and they're spewing hate, that's not love. That's hatred. So you can, everyone out there can say or do whatever they want as far as what they say, but whatever you say is just hatred. So that would not be something that someone myself would allow. So anyway, that is it on that topic. Is there anybody else that is uh, on here that wants to talk about something? Okay, well, I'm going to close this out. Again, my community guidelines are no hate speech, no harassment or bullying, and no discrimination. I'm going to close this out for now. Everyone say, remember, hate is not holy, and stop the hate. Pink Angel out, 52-year-old female.